Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
We can see AUD CAD did nothing this last week, right? Well, Euro NZD this week on this little account did 2.5% as of right now. So Euro NZD did really well. I know Euro NZD is not a pair that is on the list, but again, I am testing all the majors and minors on these $500 data accounts to see if there are other pairs we don't have on that list that might actually work well. And so far, Euro NZD and all of our testing has done phenomenally well. I know there are many users that are customers of mine that do use GearBox and Euro NZD, and they enjoy it as well, and have been having great success. So it seems to work really well on the Euro NZD strategy. Let's go to our next VPS. All right. We did get NZD JPY doing 2% this week. Now, again, we don't touch these JPY pairs anymore. Early on, when we first released GearBox in November, the market started to trend and some of these JPY pairs trended, hit multiple stop losses before they reversed. And my feelings towards those pairs is that they're not the best for a counter trend or reversal strategy, but we have increased the entries in the GearBox manager to accommodate for the way these pairs move, for those of you who maybe do still want to run them every once in a while. So we can see NZD JPY did well there. Here, NZD CHF did not take a trade. Euro GBP did not take a trade. We'll come over here, and GBP USD is up 2% on the week right now. Actually, if we were to close these trades out, it's in open trades. This trade's actually gone a lot further. You can see it got really close to its take profit here. It was going for about 16 euros in profit, going for over 198 pips. Wow. Talk about a trade. Those are the kind of trades GearBox looks to catch. But a nice 200 pip move. That's a beautiful one. Come over here to GBP NZD. We did not get an entry. GBP JPY did not take an entry. GBP CAD did not take an entry. GBP AUD did not take an entry. NZD USD did 2.21% this week on a $500 data account. Closed trades. USD CAD did almost 5%, 4.66% here. Floating profit this week on this $500 account, no open trades. Euro JPY did 7.5%, right? So you guys probably saw that drop. So we were making money both ways. We were in sells, and then we caught them. And then we ended up in buys, and guess what? We caught them. So we played both sides of the market over the last 2 weeks, and that's really gone well in our favor. In the case of Euro JPY, and this account is up 7.56%. Remember, this is on single currency pairs on $500 accounts. These are my data accounts. This is so that we know at all times what any user on swing settings could be experiencing using our precision modes in the market. Euro AUD, no entries. All right, Euro USD, we are in the buys. We are in some buys. We are waiting on this buy to play out to about right here. To me, that looks like a solid level as well. And we are looking to hit that TP. So that's where we are on Euro USD. Going further in, EuroCAD. Yep, we've been in EuroCAD for a long time. I've been in these trades on this $500 account just as long as I have been in these trades on my 10K account. And we are just waiting for some upwards momentum on EuroCAD still. Sometimes you can end up in trades for a long period in time. In this case, this is a 2-month trade that we've been in. And as we review some of the MyFX books, you'll see there's times where I've been in trades for 3 months. And do we get out and do we make profit? Absolutely. But GearBox, definitely has the weeks where it opens trades and closes them and makes profit. And it also has the time where you might be stuck in some trades for a little while. We have Euro CHF here, no trades. All right, USD CHF this week we've done 1.69% on the week, and we are in open trades right now that we could close out if we were to do that. We got no trades on AUD USD this week. CAD CHF we got nothing. CHF JPY, I expected this one as this was a nice runner for me on one of my accounts as well. And what do you know, we cleared a little over 5% on CHF JPY this week on a little $500 account. Absolutely incredible. And CAD JPY even brought us in almost 2% this week. Now, again, this is one of those JPY pairs that we tend to stay as a worst performing pair. It can get into trades that last longer, trend a long time. So we tend to try to avoid them. We come over here, AUD NZD. We got no trades on this week. You can ignore that account. That's a random test account. This is no trades on AUD CHF. AUD JPY. I know we said we are avoiding these JPY pairs, and you guys might be being like, well, Tyler, these JPY pairs all made money this week. Well, yeah, this week they all made money. You never know. Next week you might be in drawdown. That's why we try to avoid them. But yes, with the updated swing entries since these events, when we first released GearBox, the JPY pairs have been performing. Now, again, we're going to continue to get more accurate data and run new MyFX books on them so we can provide his up-to-date data on them as we continue going. USD JPY did not get any trades. And we already had reviewed that one, I believe. Yep. And then we can go to the 10K and 24 pair accounts here. So here we go. Here's an account. This is a $12,000 live account that actually right now is up over 1% on the week. If we are to go over to our $500 account on the week, it is up 6.9%. Now, keep in mind, it was in some of these trades that it closed out for, periods of time that just finally played out, and the account cleared 6% this week because of it. Here is my, what was a $14,000 account. Right now it's in drawdown, but last week it actually closed out a ton of trades we'll look at on the MyFX book. But it's in, very light, moderate 5% drawdown right now, waiting on Euro CAD to play out and USD CAD. Both trades I'd be playing myself. This account has been running for a long period of time, and it has done some riskier things. As you can see, it had starting lot sizes at 0.03 on CAD CHF, which is one of the pairs it's in, as only a $2,000 balance. And at one point, it even had 6 max pairs running. And we'll talk about that MyFX book today and what to learn from it. Here is an account this week. That pair is not loaded or have a smiley face, so we're not getting any data points there. 2.38% this week on this $8,000 account. Absolutely incredible. Over 10% on the $250 account that we're running. And as you know, that $250 account is running and scanning multiple pairs and looking for opportunities and entries. And that account cleared over 10% this week. Pretty incredible. So now that we've looked at many of these accounts, let's go to MyFX book. Let's get into the Q&A and let's talk a little bit more about this data and reviewing it. But let me take a look at what we have going on so far in the chat. I see Norman said hi from Germany, 4% this month. Amazing, Norman. Philip said my account Sniper has only done 1 trade the past 2 weeks. Can you please advise? Philip, all the accounts you've seen were running swing strategy. Sniper, yeah, you probably only did get a trade on Sniper. The only accounts on mine that run Sniper is the one you see right here. So I got a USD CAD trade. This actually runs Super Sniper, believe it or not. So Super Sniper took a trade on USD CAD. Let's see, what other Sniper accounts do I have? This is a Sniper account, and we also took Euro USD this week. And many of the trades that were open were from prior times. Hold on, let me also go and look at. Yep, Euro USD took Sniper. This is a Sniper account as well. And you can see we got out of USD CAD. That's where we made all our profit. So and that trade had been open since 6/17. So yeah, Sniper didn't get as many trades this week as Swing. Absolutely. Sniper is definitely a much more precise strategy. Let me go back over to my FX book, and we're going to talk a little bit about these data points and get into some Q&A. And give me a second. Probably going to make me relog in. Nope, we're good. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now we're in here. This is my 10K account that I've been showing you guys. We've withdrawn $7,500 from it. It actually hasn't even updated that withdrawal, which is weird. June 22nd. Oh, I changed the investor password. I forgot. I need to update that because I changed that the other day so someone could actually look at the account. If you guys do use my FX book, I'm going to teach you how to do cool things real quick. You're going to go to add account. And we're going to go right here. I'm going to go to edit. I am going to go to verification, update password. I'm going to stop sharing my screen with you guys real quick. Not that it matters. It's an investor. You guys can all log into it. Let me just see if that works. And once you guys have updated your password, you should be able to hit connect again, just like this, and it'll re-update your account. So if your FX book ever gets frozen, it's not updating, something like that happens, this is what you do. You go to portfolio, add account, you go to the account you want to modify. You can either update the password, or if the password is the same, just re-hit connect and connect it successfully. Now, when we go back to this account, it should reflect that updated withdrawal, and it did not. And it still says it's on June 22nd. So maybe we got to give it a minute to refresh, but we'll come back to that one. Point is, this account's now up over 100% and running. It says 83 is the absolute gain, which is true, but technically it's also basing it off the basis of me taking out more money than my initial deposit, right? Now this account has won 82% of trades since August. I want you to think about that. 82% of trades it has won. It is a for-profit factor. Have we had periods where there was a loss? All of February, we were in drawdown all of February. Look at this. And by the end of February, we had actually gone from 63% down to 57, back up to 65. So imagine all February, you're in drawdown, you lose money, and then you end February 2% up, right? That's what we experienced here in February. And the point in showing you that is to show you that not all months are going to be big wins. Not all the time is going to be huge. You might have a drawdown, right? This was 17%. We hit some stop losses, but guess what? End of the month, it made it out and it made more profit. And this is our conservative GearBox account. But I want to show you guys even on a riskier side, right? So I have two riskier accounts. We consider them moderate accounts. And they both got into trouble earlier this year, right around, February into March. And I want to show you how they handled this. So this account is a 1,500 euro account running 6 pairs at once. If you don't understand how risky that is, it is just highly risky. I mean, 6 pairs at once is a very big risk thing. But we were running them all, and the balance protection kicked in at 25% drawdown, right? And it stopped letting any new trades take, which kind of helped spike our drawdown in both areas at a nice, reasonable spot where it was able to just maintain. But look at this. This drawdown started all the way in November. Now, because I was in 6 correlated pairs, you guys probably won't experience anything as drastic like this ever again now that there's a correlation filter in GearBox. But this was 6 pairs that were highly correlated that all went against each other at the same time. And we just had to hold them all out. And it actually took 3 months to get out of all of this drawdown and recover. Right. And then we recovered, we're making money. We got into some little drawdown in April. And guess what? That drawdown lasted all the way till June again, April 22nd to June 1st. We lasted in drawdown again. And guess what? Big spike up again, June 17th, and making money. So the point in showing you guys this is there's going to be these cycles where you might be using GearBox and you might be bored out of your mind. You might be just stuck in drawdown for a month. You might be in this one trade that hasn't played out and you're like, when's this going to do what it needs to do? And the biggest piece of advice I can tell you is GearBox is designed to play the zones. It's able to handle market volatility. And as long as you're using proper risk settings, it should be able to withstand whatever the market really throws at it and end up making profit. And that was the strategy I designed it to, where most of the time it's always going to be profitable, but it can have those times it takes some losses. And remember, this is a swing account as well, which won 75% of trades. Obviously, since 6 max pairs, it was having riskier times as it had more exposure than a 3-pair account. Same concept happened here on Sniper. Now, the difference was Sniper didn't really hit any stop losses, like a tiny one. Whereas you saw more stop losses hit on Swing because you're getting an earlier entry. Now, this account would not have gotten into this much drawdown had it been using proper settings. At the time it got into 56% drawdown, it had a 0.04 starting lot size on 3 out of 6 of the pairs it was running. And they all went into drawdown when I had already withdrawn the 2,000 from it. So the account was to 4,000 at a 0.04 starting lot. I withdrew 2K. I lowered the lot size on all the pairs to 0.02, but because there were already trades open with a 0.04 starting lot size that then went against me, I think it's a testament to how amazing the software works, because it literally had 3 sequences open with 0.04 starting lot sizes and 3 open with 0.2 starting lot sizes, all correlated, that all ran against it. And you can see it almost got out of them all. And then guess what? It fell back down, and it's been continuing to get out of them through time. But it's a testament, because I also tell people, yeah, you could close trades manually. I mean, I could have closed these trades manually, and guess what? We would have been out of all of them into new trades. But why do I leave things open? I want you to see how GearBox handles things hands off, right? If you don't mess with things, if you use the largest take profit settings with Ghost plus Real, and you just let GearBox do what GearBox does, what's going to happen time and time again? And that's what I want to demonstrate for you every single week on these MyFX books, so that when people have those periods where they're super bored, where they end up in a bunch of drawdown, that they're not worried, that they understand their risk, that they understand their exposure. And I mean, the biggest piece of advice I can tell you guys is look at this. Okay. This is a $250 account that I'm about to show you. This has been running since August. Oops. Let's go back to my FX book here. That's a $500 account. We'll look at that one too. This is a $250 account here that has been running since August. Now, keep in mind, it's only trading 1 max pair at a time. But have you ever seen a software trade a $250 account for almost a year and not blow it? That's really the question I want to ask you today. And if you haven't, that's another testament to GearBox's risk management and just using the amazing risk settings within it to be able to manage your money and your capital. But you can see this, even this $250 account has over doubled in less than a year, running only 1 pair trading at a time, scanning all 19 for entries on super sniper settings. So again, I'm showing you this to build belief that if we can trade small money, we can trade large money. If we can trade large money and small money, we have a product capable to work for anybody. Now, this is also a $500 account that's been running since August. That is also up over 100% now. And same concept. This one was trading 2 pairs at once, scanning 19, running the sniper strategy. So again, I show you these things to show you the true power, the longevity in GearBox, the understanding that you might have some great weeks. You might have some boring weeks. You might have some months that you make money. You might even have a month you lose money, right? I'll give you an example. Right, this account's up over 105%. Whoop-de-doo, that looks great. All right, well, let's go look at the months. All right, so we'll go to 2020 to start off. We were doing 10, 14, 15, 11, 18, 5% in December. We didn't even make any money in January. We lost money in February. But guess what? May, we didn't even make any money again. We made 10% in June. So the reason I'm showing you this is to show you guys, again, this is a long-term strategy. Not every month's going to be these big home runs. You might have a month you lose some money. You're not going to blow the account, but you hit some stop losses. That's going to happen every once in a while, especially if you're in swing strategy. Same concept. Now, I have other accounts where we haven't had a negative month yet either, multiple. But we have had times we hit stop losses. Like example, this account in February. February would have been a loss for this account had we not recovered those trades right at the end of the month. But we ended up still doing 3% in February. On this account, we only did 3% in June, May, right? We did 8% in April, 5 here, 3 here. You know, not every month's a home run month. This was 8. There was 17 one month, 10, 11. And these are the same settings. We're just giving what the market delivers us, right? We're not changing settings. We're not changing things around. Whatever the market delivers is what the market delivers. And that's the profit that we're taking from the market. And as you can see over time, it's been averaging out right now around almost 7% a month. If we get to the end of year one and this drawdown has stayed right here, which it will because the correlation filter now exists, but that drawdown stays right there and this stays like this or even gets increases, find me somewhere else you're doing that kind of consistent results, able to trade all the majors and the minors that exist in the Forex market. And really, for those of you who understand trading, GearBox can almost be a signal provider for manual trade opportunities for you to go mark up charts and see if you even agree, which is what I know a lot of people use GearBox for that are more advanced traders. They use it to automate finding amazing trades for themselves on an account, as well as using that as signals to manually trade some other accounts of their own. Great question I see here in the chat box from Danielle here. He said, one question, Tyler, what happens if I put option not to clear ghost trades? I'm going to be honest with you. You're probably going to get into a higher drawdown and you're not going to like it. I created that feature because I saw the problem in not clearing ghost trades. There's a lot of users who use that feature. Just understand it's riskier. You're likely to end up in a higher drawdown. The biggest example I could give you would be, let's say a move like this. Let's say I cleared the ghost trades. So I just got into this move right here. But let's say you weren't clearing the ghost trades and you got into that move right here. Right? And then that move continued to go down even further. Okay, now your drawdown probably would have been double mine. Whereas I continued to clear ghost trades every single week. So when I finally hit this entry one week, I'm just hitting it. Whereas you were already stuck in it. And that's why I clear ghost trades at the beginning of every week. Lenora said brand new and I'm up 13%. Wish I knew what I'm doing, but for a lousy $250 account, I'm ecstatic. Near GearBox for my stock trading, or said need GearBox for my stock trading. I love that. Mackenzie said, hey, it passed 100% growth. Congrats. Yeah, multiple accounts now over 100%, Mackenzie. So, you know, for me, I got to tell you guys, again, what do I look for in a winning trading strategy? Number one, I looked at we can beat the average American public hedge fund yearly that reports their numbers publicly. That number is 55% a year. We're looking at multiple accounts here that have done over 55% in under a year. They've almost done double that in under a year. So to me, we have a product that I have numerous examples of from customers, myself, that is beating some of the top performing American public hedge funds. And if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what else will. Greg, is 6 max pairs still considered aggressive with the correlation filter on? Absolutely, Greg. Anything over 3 max pairs is considered aggressive. The only way you could make it not aggressive is if you were to lower your lot size to accommodate for more max pairs running at the same time. Mackenzie, I got into USD CAD and Euro CAD around the same time. I got out of USD CAD about the same month after entry, 1.4% up, still in EuroCAD and close to exit. Sadly, I was a sleeper. I would have called it a win and took the exit. Yeah, you know, Mackenzie, I had that same experience with EuroCAD. I was pretty much break even, a few dollars profit, and I contemplated closing it out and I didn't. So, you know, sometimes that happens. Anytime, so you guys know that I am, and I don't do this on data accounts. On data accounts, I don't touch them, right? They're data accounts. But on my accounts like this 10K, for example, or some of those other ones, if I see a pair is at break even or close a little profit and it's been open for over 2 weeks, and I'll let it play out for the rest of the day. I typically won't immediately close it. I'll give it some time and look at it and watch it and see if it's getting any momentum towards where I want it to go. And if it doesn't seem likely, I close the trades out and just take the profit, like Mackenzie was saying here. which is a great risk management strategy always. If you get stuck in a big trend and you get into drawdown and you're finally able to get out of those trades and you see a clear opportunity, never be afraid to take it. Peter, can you explain the basic difference in using swing and sniper, please? Absolutely, Peter. Let's pull up this beautiful chart here. So these are your GearBox manager entries, depending on which precision mode you choose. Swing is blue, orange is sniper, red is super sniper. So essentially what these are different levels, right? Or cost averages, as they'd be known as, or ghost gears, whatever you'd like to call them. Essentially, swing is always going to enter trades sooner than sniper, because sniper is waiting for a more precise entry. Super sniper is waiting for a really precise trade opportunity. So a lot of people have become fans of swing because you're still really waiting for a pretty precise trade opportunity on swing. But at the same time, you also are getting in earlier. So a lot of people have been really liking swing. Sniper, I love sniper as well. Just like you said, it doesn't get into trades that often. When it does, they make great money. And then super sniper, I really designed super sniper for either a ridiculously large conservative account or a ridiculously tiny conservative account. Really the home runs are swing and sniper, and super is really your just, hey, I got a tiny account, or I have so much money I never even want to look at a lot of drawdown. And by a lot of drawdown, I mean like super sniper, you're probably looking at like 5% max on a larger account. And understanding that, that's what most people are looking for that have big money. They're also not looking to make 5% a month either. They might only be looking for 2 to 3 if they got $1 million. So it all depends on the person, what they're looking to do. But like I said, swing and sniper are the most popular by default. Swing just is going to get more trades than sniper. Sniper is going to be your best friend if the market's trending against you. Swing, you're going to kind of be like, this sucks. The market trended against me. I wish I was running sniper. But then the weeks that the market's really not trending hard, but it's starting to move a bit, you're going to love swing. It's going to make you a ton of money, and sniper is going to get you a few trades, right? So there's pros and cons to both of them. You kind of have to pick your poison. That's why I run so many different accounts. That's why I'm so diversified in my strategies. Greg, all my strategies are designed to beat and to do that same thing. Everything GearBox is designed to do exactly that. That's not a goal of the specific strategies in GearBox. It's literally the goal of GearBox itself. If that answers your question. Daniel, I answered your question. I'm not sure if you'd stepped away. I see you're putting a question mark and the smiley thing, but I did answer your question. Did you walk away? Did you go to the bathroom? I'm not sure what happened, because I did answer that question for you. How do I clear ghost trades? You hit on the button. There's a button that just says clear ghost trades. You can just literally go in and hit delete, and it'll clear your ghost trades. It's right there. Big button, it says delete. Come back to the chat. As if all strategies hedge if the opportunity to hedge is there and it wants to hedge. Every strategy has a hedging setting. Now, what is that hedging setting? It's just the same thing. It'll just play the market the other way, the same way it would play it the first way, if it decides to do that. But yes, every strategy can hedge. In fact, USD CAD, I hedged on the other day. I was in buys, I wrote them back up, and now I'm back into sells. All right. Let's go back to the chat. There is an auto clear in ghost trades. Philip, it auto clears every single week at the beginning of the week. But if somebody wants to manually delete them, because somebody asked, how do you delete them? I just show them the button. But yeah, by default, at the beginning of the week, the default setting is the ghost trades will clear. Tracy, what do I do if I've been in JPY pairs since March? I've paused them. Some have hit stop loss. It just won't spring back and swap is going up. What to do? Well, Tracy, that's on you. I mean, for me, I hold trades. I mean, so we're talking March, April, May, June. Yeah, I mean, I've been in trades just as long before. So It's that's all personal preference. If you decide you want to close them out, you can. If you decide you increase balance protection so that they can take some other levels and get you out easier, that's another option. Chances are the reason you've been stuck in it so long is your balance protection has been active the whole time and you haven't taken any new levels. So you haven't really been able to take another opportunity to move your take profit closer to the market. In what situation would you use instant entry? Is it very high risk? Intraday modes, Peter, are a totally different strategy. I'd go ahead and tune into my recorded calls for Thursdays. I'm not going to talk about those on today's calls. Today's a precision call, but yeah, instant entry is high risk. It's just, there's no precision to it. You're kind of just playing the market, and it does great in consolidated market conditions. But if you get stuck in a major trend, you're going to cry. That's how I would tell you to handle instant entry. It's more of a second strategy, right? You should always have precision accounts running. And if you want to use an intraday mode, it should be a second account with a more risky amount of money, and it's a more hands-on strategy. Whereas precision modes can be very hands-off. You just let them do their thing. You're gonna go with the instant entry strategy, and you're gonna want to be much more hands-on with it. But again, great strategy. And anytime, if you ever do get into drawdown and end up with balance protection, you can always increase your balance protection to take new levels. Sometimes people even end up with their max levels deployed and they're not even at balance protection. I'll give you an example. Let's see if I can find any examples right now. My accounts aren't in drawdown, so I might not be able to find too many examples here, but let me look for something. All righty, here's how we can find something. I'll give you an example. CAD CHF, you see level 7. Well, CAD CHF right now couldn't even deploy a level 8 if this went against me further. Because CAD CHF has level 8 as max gears and 0 equals 1, so 7 is 8. So if we were to go over here to CAD CHF and click the smiley, you can see that the max number of gears is 8. So even if CAD CHF continued to swing against me and my balance protection has not been hit, it could not take another trade because I would need to manually increase my max levels. So there's also times where you might have to do this if one of those pairs does trend against you over level 7 and it's not a GBP pair, because only GBP pairs and Euro AUD are programmed to go to 12 for max gears, but every other pair is programmed to 8. So if you ever see a level 7 trade deployed, you're going to want to make sure you go in and increase your gear to 9 or 10 to be able to accommodate getting another entry that may help you get out of that trade sooner. But with that being said, let me get into the Forex factory for the week. I'm not seeing too much more going on here in the chat. Let me... All right. Share my screen. Dimitri said, if I choose to change to different strategies, I recommend I should clear all ghost trades. Dimitri, it'll automatically do anything it needs to do when you change the strategy. If the software believes it needs to clear the ghost trades, it will. If it believes it can work with the ones that you have open, it will as well. We have lots of settings built into it to accommodate situations like that these days. So yeah, if you change strategies, it'll handle it all automatically. You don't need to do anything. All right, so taking a look at this week ahead, you can see that we have a lot of, nice yellow folders and orange folders all the way to Wednesday. And then we get into Thursday and we get what's known as OPEC JMMC meetings. Now you can see this says all. It's an all-day event and it says all currency pairs, right? So you might be asking why that is. This has to do a little bit with oil. So when you get into all the oil stuff, obviously you're getting into something that affects the entire world. So there's a big meeting on Thursday. You also see USD. We have ISM manufacturing. And then on Friday, we have non-farm payroll. It is a new month. It's going to be July 2nd. This will be the first Friday of the month. So that calls for NFP. So here's my word of advice. If you're using precision modes, do exactly what you do every single week. If you're using intraday modes, try to be out of the market before Thursday morning because you don't want to run intraday modes through this stuff. But again, this is a precision call. So for those of you who are using swing, sniper, super sniper, it's just another week. that you guys hopefully get some phenomenal trades and trade opportunities ahead. I'm going to keep reading into the chat. Norman said, thank you, Tyler. You're becoming more professional each week. Norman, you're the man, and I appreciate that. I try to do my best every single week to bring as much value and education and information to people that hopefully can almost be bite-sized, right? And anyone can understand, from advanced to beginner. But as you see, this is one of those weeks. Like I said, it's going to be very calm the first few days. Thursday and Friday, chances are on precision modes might be where you guys actually see some trades get taken due to the red folder news events there. And then for those of you on intraday, try to be out before Thursday morning if you are running an intraday strategy. And with that being said, Norman, when can we enter the JPY pairs again? Norman, I would not touch them again yet. I mean, you even just saw above somebody asked and said, hey, I've been stuck in some JPY pairs since March. Based on that, I wouldn't even touch them, to be honest with you. They just, when they do trend, they trend hard, and they're just not really ideal. But I'm going to continue gathering data on them. I'm never going to probably ever, and the reason I'm going to tell you this right now on this call is I'll probably never, ever, ever, ever tell a normal customer to put them back on their account. And even if they produce well for the next 6 months, there's going to be that 1 month where they just trend hard and they go against you. And I've been using different algo strategies for 3.5 years now. And in that 3.5 years using different algos, the only time I've ever lost money with every algo I've used was with JPY pairs. So from experience, you only get 3 strikes and you're out, right? And I've had 3 strikes with JPY pairs, and I'm saying I'm out of them. I don't want them. I don't touch them. Keep a 10-foot pole between me and the JPY pairs. Now I'll run them on the data accounts because I believe it's important to always bring data. But when it comes to my money, my funds, my accounts, scanning multiple pairs, I'm not going to touch them. And that's going to be my final say on the JPY pairs, besides Euro JPY and CHF JPY. Those 2 I touch. But the worst performers, on this list. If we go back to this list, I'm not touching AUD CHF. I'm not touching AUD JPY. I'm not touching CAD JPY. I'm not touching NZD JPY. Definitely not touching USD JPY. And GBP JPY, I want no parts either. Just not going to touch those ones. But Euro JPY, I'll touch it. CHF JPY, I'll touch it. You could ask me my thought processes on those, but we'll be here for another 10 minutes, and I might bore you on my opinions on why I like those 2 JPY pairs. But with that being said, I appreciate every single one of you as always spending so much time with me and getting on these calls. I know that our most advanced and most educated users are those users that tune into these calls every single week with me. So for those of you that do tune in, it doesn't go unrecognized. I appreciate you all and all the work you guys also do inside many of the chats to help your teams and other customers see success with this product. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend ahead.